So welcome and find a comfortable seat so your spine is nice and long. And I like to have my hands on my body. You can have your hands wherever you want, but the idea is to breathe with your full body. Like I want you to breathe with your whole body. So long, smooth inhales, long, smooth exhales without effort. And noticing, after you take a few breaths, noticing how you feel in your body. And then thinking about how you want to feel when we're done with our practice today, right? So you notice how you feel now, think about how you want to feel. And then we check in at the end and see how we do feel. Now, once you're connected to your breath, and know that with all the moves that we make today, you do what works for your body, right? So we're going to start by just taking the chin towards the chest. So on the exhale, you gently move your chin towards your chest. And then you're going to reach the right ear towards the right shoulder, come back to the center, and reach the left ear towards the left shoulder. So you're not making circles, right? Your head is tilted forward slightly. It stays tilted forward if that works for your neck, and you're moving with your breath. Inhale, center, exhale, extend. So since we're just starting off, really tiny movements and exploring what's going on in your body, how you feel. So to the center and then off to each side with your breath. Inhale, center, exhale to the side. Now, the next time that you finish your second side, we're going to come through the center again and lift the head up. Pause for a moment, because in the neck, like obviously like this little neck is carrying this big head, lots of nerves in here. So paying attention as we go through this. So we're going to lift up one shoulder towards the ear, inhale up, exhale down, and do each side. So you're kind of over shrugging, right? Shrugging. Struggle, shrug. Same thing, right? Moving side to side. And you're noticing as you're doing this, like, well, what does it feel like, right? Now, after you finish your second side, now we're going to inhale up and then exhale, slide it back, and then alternate sides. And notice as we're going through this, if the rest of you is wanting to kind of slump forward, keep yourself up nice and tall as we work on the shoulders. And you could be seated in any way, including like on a chair or the floor, kneeling, cross-legged. Okay, again, next time you finish the second side, we're going to take your left hand out in front and look at it, right? And you're going to follow that hand as it rises up towards the sky and then behind you. And you're only going to go as far as your eyes can see. And then come back to the center and alternate sides. Eyes on the hand. Inhale is up. Exhale is down. And while it may seem like a really simple movement, there's a lot happening here. And you're just paying attention as you move, not going too far, noticing all those wonderful sensations you feel in your body. We're going to do one more time on each side. And when you come back to the center, again, pause, notice how you're feeling. We're going to interlace the fingers, press your palms away. Then we're going to inhale the hands up towards the sky. So now inhale is going to be pressing up with the hands. Exhale, come down shoulder height. Inhale up, exhale down. If it doesn't work to have your hands interlaced, you just have your palms pressing towards one another. Inhale is up, exhale is down. You're all looking lovely. Okay, now next time we inhale up, we're going to exhale up here. And keeping your butt on the ground, your butt's going to want to lift up. You're going to reach over to the side. And this might be a teeny tiny movement. Inhale back up, second side. But notice your butt, if it wants to lift, and press it down. Nice. Okay, one more time to the second side, come up to the center, relax those arms down. Beautiful. Now, for a moment, look at your hands. Well, you don't have to look at them. We're gonna work with the hands. And what I want you to do is just kind of flick your fingers away. And just notice when you do that, right? Teeny tiny movement, a lot going on. Okay, find those tennis balls if you have them, and I'll show you what to do if you don't have them. So we're going to, and if you're up off the ground, you could, you know, put a block underneath it so that you're not having to hunch forward, okay? And what I want you to do is just roll through your hand. Okay, so rolling through the hand and getting all the points in the palm, right? And noticing if there's sensation anywhere and you're still breathing, right? So just notice if at any time during the practice you find yourself holding your breath. When you notice that, take a nice deep breath. And you have two tennis balls. You could do your hands at the same time. For some reason, I'm doing one at a time. Don't know, but it's the way it's happening. And are you noticing anything as you're rolling through your hands? Like I'm definitely noticing some tender spots. Now we're going to take those tennis balls and you're going to put them in the meaty part underneath your thumb, right? And then you're going to squeeze. So for most of us, we're not going to like really scrunch up the tennis ball, but you get a little resistance because there's some give in the tennis ball and you're breathing and you're just noticing. So you squeeze and release, squeeze and release. You might change the position of the tennis ball a little bit. Try different parts of your hand. We're kind of getting reflexology. Well, we are getting reflexology points and releasing some tension. And our hands do a lot for us and hold a lot of our tension. Okay, when you're done with those, we're gonna take the tennis balls and you're gonna come down to your hips. And so if you're sitting up on anything, I mean, the mat's okay, but on the blocks you might come off. You're gonna lift up one side. So remember here, so if this is your sit bone, right, you're not gonna sit the tennis ball right under it. You're gonna come to the outside of either side. So come to one side and then the other, and you're gonna just rock gently side to side. And you might move front to back a little bit, so we're on the outside of your ischial tuberosities. Okay. Now, if you want to exaggerate that, you could start to like move in and press your body weight into the tennis ball, or you might want to continue to go side to side. You are doing what works for you. Now, and I told you I was going to tell you what to do if you didn't have tennis balls. So with your hands, if you don't have tennis balls, you can just massage them. And the same thing with your hips. The thing is, you don't want to use something super hard like a golf ball or a lacrosse ball. You want something that has give. So you could do something softer than a tennis ball. You could also do, like I've used a rolled up washcloth, you know, even a rolled up mat, okay? Now you might find in this that there are some spots you want to stay in, but remember, and that's okay to do, remember that if it hurts, don't like dig into it and make it hurt more. Like that's not the point, okay? All right, so now when you feel done with the sides, we're gonna move to the back. So remember our focus points for today. I mean, we're gonna work with the whole body, mind, and spirit, but for today, we're talking neck, back, and hips, and feet. Oh, and then somebody threw in face there, so we're gonna do some face stuff. I haven't done that in a while. Well, I do it all the time. But. All right, so now tennis balls are in the back. You might be moving, you probably see me moving side to side or front to back. Remember, the idea here is to release, not to create more tension, right? To release tension. When you start to feel complete with that, if there's anything else you want to do around your pelvis with the tennis balls or on your hands, then I invite you to do that. Now, from here, I'm gonna take those tennis balls out, and what I want you to do is stretch out one leg, and you're gonna bring the other leg into your body, one hand on your foot, one hand on your bent knee. Just gently rock side to side. And some of you might like to cradle your leg. Since it's early, we're at the beginning of the practice, I like to have lots of space and to explore what's happening in your hip, pelvis as you're here. Now, from here, I want you to turn the bottom of your foot, that bent leg, forward, right? And you're gonna hold on to that leg. Sit up tall, you're gonna want to drop back, but sit yourself up, and we're just gonna stretch that leg up. So you're holding on to your hamstrings, and you're just extending the leg and bending, right? And you might wanna point and flex your foot or roll through your ankle, and you're breathing. And we're gonna set that leg on the ground, bend your second leg, hold on to the knee and the foot. And you don't have to keep up with my words, right? You move at your own pace. So again, we're rocking through the second side, still breathing. And again, notice like for me, like it feels a lot differently on the second side. And then we're going to take that foot, point it forward, bring your hands, interlace them, or just hold them on the hamstrings, and start to bend and straighten the leg. And notice if your body starts to drop back, keep yourself upright and continue to breathe. Two more times. And again, you can be pointing and flexing your foot or rolling through your ankle at the same time. Beautiful. Now let's bend both knees, and you're gonna have your hands on the ground. And what I want you to do is just to slowly start. So inhale is center, exhale, reach your knees over to the side. If it bothers your hands, like your wrists being up like this, you could be on your elbows. You could also have blocks under your elbows. You're just moving with your breath, and it doesn't matter how far down to the floor your knees come. You're working in a way that works and feels good for your body. Nice. Okay, next time you finish your second side, you're gonna roll over to the side, get yourself up, and we're gonna find our chairs. So if you weren't here at the very beginning, I ask that you all have a chair. Now, one thing when you're working with chairs is you want to make sure that all four legs of your chair are on the mat so that it doesn't get away from you. Like it doesn't slide or anything like that. And sometimes like these chairs have rubber things on the bottom, so they probably wouldn't slide anyway. Okay, so now you're gonna sit in your chair, and I want you to come towards the front of your chair a little bit so that you're not leaning on the support of the chair. Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is have your feet about hip width apart, and you're gonna take your hands, they might be on your hips, they might be on the chair, whatever feels good, and you're just gonna lift a knee up towards your body. And I know it sounds really simple, but it's actually a lot of work. And you're just lifting with your breath, knee towards the body. One more time. Beautiful. Now, you're towards the front of your body. Remember at the beginning we looked at our hands? This time you're gonna take your eyes on your left hand, arm is extended. Inhale, you're gonna reach up, and you're gonna bring that hand to wherever it comes on the chair. And you're gonna hold on to the back of the chair, at the side of the chair. You're gonna take that right hand and place it outside the knee, long twist through your body. Now your head is going to be in whatever position feels good. It might be pointing in the same direction, or you might start to turn your head towards that back arm. And if you don't have a chair, you could be doing this seated on the floor or even standing up. Keep breathing. So notice by holding on to the back of the chair what happens in your shoulder, your armpit, your side bodies. On the nice big inhale, we're gonna extend, release that back hand, bring your eyes towards the back hand, and come back to the center. When you're ready, you're going to extend the right hand out, eyes on the hand. Inhale, come on up. Reach that hand back to wherever it comes. Left hand to the outside of the right knee. Gently twist to the right. And again, once you're in your twist, you find a comfortable place for your head. Keep breathing. And again, on and inhale, you're going to lengthen your spine. Release that right hand, follow it forward. And then we're going to take our feet a little bit wider. Now the inhale is going to be up. Your hands are on your thighs. The exhale, you're going to slide down towards your ankles. And inhale up, exhale down. And notice what's happening in your back body. Let your head follow your body. Let it be heavy when you come forward. Notice what's happening behind the shoulder blades as you move. Nice. Now, next time you come up, we're going to reach for the left leg and possibly cross it over the top. Right? And so you might not be able to do this. Okay, so here, what I want you to do, you're going to place one hand on the bottom of the foot, one hand on the top of the knee. Press in towards the center and notice as you press with your hands what you feel in your hips, if anything. It's an exploration. And then you're going to inhale up, exhale, reach towards that leg. And remember, these could be teeny tiny movements. No forcing. Right? Now, option, if that leg doesn't cross over, you could cross at the ankle. You can cross any place over the leg. Obviously, the higher you come up towards the hip, the more extreme it is. Okay, one more breath. That'll look awesome. When we come up, we're going to gently uncross and then do the second side. And again, like as we're going through this, it might be totally different on the second side. So once you're crossed over, you're gonna press in, bottom of the foot, top of the knee, then explore bringing your body closer to that leg. Inhale is up, exhale is forward. And just keep breathing. Gentle, slow, thoughtful movements with your breath. Very nice. Now, next time you come up, we're going to uncross our legs. You're going to find your tennis balls and place them under both feet. So again, if you don't have any tennis balls, you're just massaging your feet, okay? So what's nice, when we're sitting, we can do both feet. When we're standing up, we can't really do that. And you have less pressure on the tennis balls in your feet when you're seated, but you can still explore the entire foot. How are the chairs today? Anybody, you liking it? It's a little bit different. Sometimes people think, no fun when we have the chairs, but I think it allows us to do some things differently. Okay. So, when you're ready, the next breath or two, we're going to come off of the tennis balls. Now, I'm going to turn my chair to the side so that you can see what I'm doing, but there's no reason for any of you to change how you are. Again, still towards the front of my chair, so I'm not leaning on the back. Now I'm going to take both hands in front. The inhale is going to be arms up in line with the ears, maybe even further back, depending on how your body works. Inhale up, exhale, shoulder height. Inhale up, exhale, shoulder height. 2 more times. Paying attention to all those wonderful sensations in your body. Now, next time you exhale, the hands down, you're going to reach towards the back of your chair, right? Find a comfortable way. You're going to come towards the edge. So I actually can feel the sit bones just right at the edge of the front of the chair, right? And you're going to press your chest forward, okay? And remember, always working in a way that works for you. And then you're gonna round the back, pull with your hand. So we're doing kind of like a seated cat-cow with the chair. And you're noticing, like, one, you have this kind of massage on your sit bones, right? As you're moving here, you have stuff going on in your spine and your in between your rib cage, and you have stuff happening in your shoulders and your head and neck. No forcing, always an exploration, right? So next time you come forward, we'll exhale back to neutral. And I think we're gonna come off of the chairs for now. And since we're already almost standing, we'll come all the way up. And we're not gonna put the chairs away, but we'll keep them for later on. So come on up to a standing position. All right, so just like we did when we were seated on the chairs, what I want you to do, feet hip width apart, connect with your breath. Inhale, arms up in line with the ears. Exhale down. If it's safe and comfortable, you're gonna come up onto your toes. Right, we do this one lots of times. Inhale is up, exhale is down, noticing how you're using your feet. Nice. Now, we're gonna add a little bend into the knees, so the feet are gonna stay flat. Inhale, arms up, exhale down into a little chair, arms come back. Inhale up. And you press with those feet as you're coming up, reach up with the fingertips, almost like you're diving, right? For those of you who are divers. Inhale up, exhale down. It's like slow motion. One more time. And when we get up to the top, we're gonna grab onto the right wrist. You might take your feet a little bit wider. Gonna reach over to the side. Now feel your feet on the ground as you're here. I want you to press with that right foot as you're reaching the right, or whatever the outside foot is, right? The opposite of the side that your arms are. Because you're not all pointed in the same direction. Okay, we're gonna inhale up, switch hands, and second side. You're still breathing, and you're pressing with that outside foot, noticing how that helps to create space, hopefully. Hopefully not crunching on the opposite side. Okay, we're gonna inhale up, relax those arms down. Now let's stand in a wide-legged position with your feet parallel. So you might wanna turn sideways on your mat, or you could be like me and have two mats, but you want your feet about a leg's distance apart, so it's not like hip distance, right? And we're gonna take the arms out to the sides. Inhale, body up. Exhale, you're gonna reach over to the side. Inhale up, exhale over. And you're just moving with your breath. One more time. Now, so this is our neutral, like 5-pointed star, right? Inhale here, exhale, you're gonna bend the left knee, take the left forearm down, reach the right arm over. Inhale up, second side. Beautiful. Next time you finish your second side, again, starting in that neutral position, inhale up, exhale, we're gonna twist, and you're gonna come down as far as it's comfortable. Inhale up, exhale, slide down. And because we're doing a half breath per position, you might not come down as deeply as you would if you were staying for longer. So next time you go to your left side, I invite you to go as deeply as you can, because we're gonna hold the position, right? So right hand on the left leg, wherever it's comfortable, possibly your vision is towards that lifted hand. If not, it's in a comfortable place for your head and neck. Keep breathing. And then on an inhale, let's slide up. 5-pointed star. Exhale, second side, slide down as deeply as is comfortable. Your hand, left hand on the right leg, vision towards your lifted hand, head in a comfortable position. You're still breathing, long, smooth breaths. When you're ready on an inhale, we're going to slide up. One more time in that 5-pointed star. Now inhale is going to be here. Exhale, you're going to bend elbows and knees. And we're going to hold the position, but you're going to keep breathing. So you're pressing in like you have a big fat head and you're squeezing it, right? Your knees are pressing in towards the center. You're trying to engage all your muscles, but you're still breathing. So it's a time where you're going to want to hold your breath. You're going to keep breathing. Inhale, expand, lengthen those limbs. Exhale. It's always where I like to make noise. But now we're pressing in and you're still breathing. Breathe, breathe, breathe. Inhale, extend last time. Exhale, contract and hold the position, but keep breathing. Beautiful. On an inhale, we'll extend and you're going to take your hands onto your hips and you're pulling your feet in towards one another so that you engage those inner thighs. Inhale up, exhale halfway down. Inhale up, exhale halfway down. And now notice when you're doing this, you're just going to keep moving with your breath, but notice what happens in your back and your lower abdominals. The next time we come forward, and some of you might want a block here, we're going to stay forward and bring both our hands down to the ground or to the block. You could even use a chair here. Okay, now the first thing we're going to do, we're going to keep our legs pretty straight unless you're a hyperextender, you have a little bend in your knees. We're going to reach the hips left to right. So your feet are staying where they are on the ground. There might be a slight bend in the knees, but at first we're going to keep the legs fairly straight as we're moving the hips side to side. And then from moving the hips, then you'll start to bend the knees. Inhale, center, exhale, bend. Noticing all those wonderful sensations in your body. And of course, with everything that we do, if you feel the desire to stay someplace longer or less time, you do what works for you. Now, next time we finish the second side, we're going to pause in the center. You're going to take your left hand to center. And now one more time, vision is on that right hand. And you're going to sweep it out to the side, up towards the sky, as far as is comfortable. Inhale is up, exhale is down. Same side 3 times. And this is our last time. And when you come down, we're going to take that hand to center and go to the second side. And remember, you're only coming up as far as it feels good in your body, right? And one more time. Beautiful. Now, when you get to the center, I want you to engage your legs, bend your knees slightly, bring your hands onto your thighs, right? So this keeps us really aware of what's happening in our back, and you're gonna inhale, come on up. Let's step those feet together. And just a little bit of balancing. And you could use your chair here to help you, or a wall, or you can be out in the center of the room. What I want you to do is to take your weight into your left foot. You're going to lift up your right knee, roll through the ankle, a couple times in each direction. And we'll take that foot down, second side. Keep breathing. All right, so we're going to take that left foot down, bring your weight into the left foot. We're going to lift up the right leg and interlace. And we did this seated, it's a little bit harder now. You're going to extend and bend the leg. And of course, you could have one hand on something. Keep breathing. right, one more time, and then that foot's gonna come down. We're gonna shift to the second side. Again, interlacing the fingers on the back of the leg or holding with one hand, bending and straightening. You're still breathing. 2 more times. Nice, and then we're gonna place that foot on the ground. Hands on the thighs. You're gonna inhale up. Now I want you to really think about, you're gonna push with the heels of your hands into your quads as you come into a high chair position, right? So it's almost like you're trying to separate your legs from your torso, right? Now we're gonna stay here and you're gonna focus on that breath. Something pulling?
I'm gonna sit down for a minute.
Or sit in the chair.
Okay.
So I'll show you another. So you're gonna stay right here, hands pressing into the thighs. You're focusing on the abdominals. You could also be in your chair, right? Towards the edge of the chair, hands on the thighs, and you're leaning slightly forward. Does that work?
It's just a hamstring.
It's okay, it's okay. And again, focused here. Inhale, expand, exhale. Help your body in the contraction. It's a lot of work. It looks like nothing, but it's a lot of work. And you're like, is she gonna stop soon? Soon. Okay, one more exhale. And then you're gonna let it go. And then release, wiggle. We're going to, debating, one more balance. I think let's come down to the ground. Wow. Yeah, we're gonna come down to the ground. You're gonna need your chair and a block. Right? And here, you're gonna have your chair on your mat with the block located towards the front. And of course, you could use folded blankets, things like that, you know, if you don't have a block available to you. So here, we're gonna sit on one side, doesn't matter because we're gonna do both sides, right? So your side body is even with the chair. And you're gonna take your forearm and place it onto the block. And you might have to play with the height of the block. And you might even hold on to the leg of the chair. And my shoulder comes to the seat of the chair. We're gonna reach that outside arm up and maybe grab onto the chair. All right, or, you know, take your hand wherever it comes to. If it's easier, you could bend your elbow and gently place it on the back of the head, but not to press the head. Okay, and you're gonna take your breath into your side bodies, right? So this helps to like really extend your intercostal muscles in between the ribs, keep long, smooth breaths. Obviously, if it's too much at any point, you stop immediately. Beautiful. Now we're gonna inhale up and you're gonna do the second side. So I have to switch my chair so that y'all don't look at my back, but you can do it however you need to. So again, now we're on the second side, forearm, and don't rush, you know what's coming up, right? Get yourself set up. And then when you're ready, start to reach that outside arm up. Find a comfortable place, long, smooth breaths. You know, and if you have this desire while you're here to do, like, you know, to move more, to press your ribs out, this is your practice, right? You make it your own. Now, from here, on an inhale, we're gonna come up. And this next one, you might have a block under your butt, a blanket under your butt, a rolled up mat. We're going to bring the chair up to our back body, and your legs are however it's comfortable, right? And then, so it's kind of like a seated back can picture that. And then you're going to maybe walk your hands back onto the back of the chair. Maybe you're holding on to the legs of the chair, your butt's on the ground, and you're opening up the chest. So you can probably feel it. The idea here is to open up your chest, but not to drop your head back unless you are in total control of the muscles in your neck, right? Now on an inhale, we're gonna lift up, and you're gonna exhale over your legs. So some sort of forward bend. You could have your knees bent like I do, or you could have your legs straight, chin towards the chest. Long, smooth breaths. And then on an inhale, we're going to lift ourselves up, and you're gonna swing yourself around, well, whatever that means, and we're gonna take our lower legs onto the chair, okay? So it'll look like this, okay? So here you are, lower legs on the chair. And you might start with your hands on your body and connecting to your breath. We are not doing Shavasana, even though this is like one of my favorite Shavasana positions, and you might do that for Shavasana. But you're gonna take a moment to settle into the ground, feel your body on the ground, and maybe feel your breath. Now we're gonna leave the left leg on the chair, and you're gonna stretch your right leg up towards the sky. And you might point and flex the foot, or you might have your leg bent or straight. Some of you are going to use your hands and bring that leg towards your body. Some of you might use a strap. Some of you might hold on to the back of your hamstring with the knee bent. But it's almost like you are doing, a split while you're laying down. A very gentle one. Still breathing. Now we're going to bend the knee, same leg, so right leg, and you're gonna bring that leg out to the side. And you might take it in a circle, or you might just hold it out to the side. You're gonna explore what feels good in your leg and hip. Like for me, moving feels really good right now. And some of you might bend and straighten, but you're gonna do what feels good for you. Now, eventually we're gonna bring that knee to center, relax it onto the chair, and we're gonna bring in the left leg. Again, pointing it up towards the sky, maybe rolling through the ankle, pointing and flexing the foot. Maybe sliding your hands on the back of the leg and bringing that leg towards your body, or with the knee bent. Still breathing. And then again, eventually maybe bending the knee and making some big circles or not. It's your exploration of what your body needs right now. So when you are done, we're going to bring the left knee to center and bring it onto the chair. And you're going to walk your body close enough to the chair that you can hold on to the front two legs. Right. And again, it's going to be an exploration. I'm going to put my feet on the edge of the chair. Some of you might have your toes pressing on the back of the chair. But what we're going to do is just roll through the pelvis, right? So you're going to I'm gonna press down with my feet, I'm holding on to the legs of the chair. Inhale, lift the pelvis up off the ground, or maybe just tilt it up. Exhale, come down. Another option would be not to be holding on to the chair and just to roll through the pelvis, right? Only doing what works for you. Then we're going to relax the hips down to the ground. And again, now this one, I'm gonna, of course, always give you different options. We're gonna take the hands onto the thighs. Inhale, body on the ground. Exhale, you're gonna slide up the thighs and maybe your head and shoulders come up, right? Or it might just be moving your hands up your thighs. It also might be taking your thighs towards your body, right? If your head and shoulders don't come off the ground today, you might be bringing your knees into your body. Or you might slide up your arms, up the legs, or you might lift the head and shoulders. The lift is on the exhale, noticing what's happening in your body as you move. Now, next time you're on the ground, this is the time where I want you to check in with your body, right? And see, is there anything else that my body needs? And while I'm here, what I'm getting is I am going to stretch my left arm up towards the sky and then start to bring it over my body. Like that sounds like a good idea to me, right? Some of you might like decide that you want something else, right? So you're gonna explore, does my body need anything else before we make our way into Shavasana? Right, you might want to take your legs into a wide angle with the bottoms of the feet on the edge of the chair. You might want to do a little twist. See a little happy baby going on there, you know, but you are deciding what your body needs. And then in your own time, you're going to decide how you want to be for Shavasana. And so since we have the chair here, that might be a really nice option with the legs on the chair, but you could also be laying flat on the ground. I'm going to get up and turn the lights off. And there's no rush. You do whatever your body is asking you to do. And then when you're ready, you'll make your way into Shavasana. I will be right back. I'm just going to get the lights. Okay. So as you find that comfortable place, take a moment to connect with your breath, letting your body become heavy, letting yourself be completely supported. Shri Maha Ganapate Namaha. Om Shri Maha Ganapate Namaha. Om Shri Maha Ganapate Namaha. So in your own time, as you're ready, starting to bring your awareness back to your body, back to your breath, thinking about what would be a really juicy way to reawaken your mind, body, spirit. And in your own time, when you're ready, coming up to a seated position, if you'd like to do a short breathing practice and focus practice. We'll do them together today. And today I'd like to do a little bit of alternate nostril breathing. And so traditionally you'd use your right hand and bring in the index finger and the middle finger. Murti Mudra means deer. Taking the right ring finger to the left nostril and the right thumb to the right nostril. That being said, you do it however it works for you. And when you're closing your nostrils, you're not squeezing them, right? So to interrupt the flow of air, you just barely need to touch the cartilage, right? So we start by inhaling on the left side. So you close the right nostril, inhale left. At the top of the inhale, close the left nostril, and then exhale out the right nostril. There's a pause. Inhale right nostril. Close the right nostril, open the left, so there's another pause. Exhale left nostril. That's one round we're going to do. We'll go for 5 more rounds. Inhale left. Pause at the top, close the left, out right. Pause, in right. Close the right, open the left, out the left. And I'll let you do the rest in your own time, but I'll keep talking a little bit. Inhale left, always remembering the pause after the inhale, after the exhale. So sometimes nostrils are not clear. You can blow your nose before you get started. You can also imagine the air going in and out the nostril that's not working how you want it to. The idea here is that you still get enough air. But by closing one nostril, it limits the amount of air that can get through, and it helps to connect the hemispheres of the brain, right? Called Nadi Sharanam, or alternate nostril breathing. Now, next time you exhale out the left nostril, just release your hand down into your lap, and maybe your eyes are closed, and we'll take a few full breaths with both of the nostrils now and just noticing how your body feels. Alternate nostril breathing is good for a lot of things, but one thing that it really helps with is focus. Because it's very balancing. It hones in our focus. So as you're taking those nice full breaths with both nostrils, this would be a moment where you can check in and notice how you're feeling now after the practice. So it's a pretty gentle practice, yet some of those slow, gentle practices move deeply into the body. So noticing how your body feels. I promised you some face stuff before we're done. So after you check in and notice how you're feeling, what you're going to do is bring your hands down, depending on how you're sitting. I'm going to place my hands on my legs. Inhale. And then when you exhale, you're going to press your chest forward, stick out your tongue, and bulge your eyes, right? So inhale. You can make noise. I like making noise. Stick out your tongue as far as you can. It's kind of funny. Like, I'm hoping y'all can't see my face close up. Some of you have masks on, so one more time. And just notice how it feels, right? And then since we're doing that, like, just take your hands and rub the outside of your jaw. So you probably, like, our jaw does a lot of work, right? Very strong muscles that work our jaw, right? So thank you for joining me today in our somewhat eccentric practice. And let's take a nice big inhale, and we'll make an om on the exhale. So thank you so much for joining me today. Namaste.
Namaste.
I hope everybody's feeling good.